You're watching Silo Analysis here on Series Drift, where mysteries don't just unravel, they reveal the systems built to control them. For 2 seasons, the world of Silo taught us to fear one thing above everything else: the sky. Every screen inside the underground city showed the same haunting image: an empty, lifeless wasteland. Every leader repeated the same warning generation after generation. Step outside, and you die. But as we move closer to Season 3, a much more disturbing possibility is beginning to take shape. What if the sky was never the real lie? Because the most dangerous secret inside the silo might not be the poisoned air beyond the massive steel door. It might be the reason that door was sealed in the first place. And now, for the first time, the story is entering a completely new phase. Today's update. Production for Silo Season 3 has officially wrapped. That means the story is now locked, the filming is complete, and the next chapter of the series is deep in post-production. While Apple TV Plus hasn't announced the exact release date yet, multiple industry reports suggest the new season is targeting a 2026 release, with growing speculation around a spring premiere window. Even more interesting, Season 3 and Season 4 were filmed back-to-back, and Season 4 has already been confirmed as the final chapter of the story. That detail tells us something important. The creators aren't stretching the mystery anymore. They're heading straight for the truth. The world of control. Until now, the society inside the silo has operated on a very simple formula. Control through limitation. A sealed environment. Strict rules. Forbidden questions. And a population raised from birth to believe that survival depends on staying underground. Every ritual in the silo reinforces this belief. The cleaning. The surveillance screens. The harsh punishments for curiosity. But Season 3 is expected to crack that foundation open. Because for the first time, the story may finally explore the true origin of the silos themselves. Not just how they function, but why they were built. And that question could change everything we thought we understood about this world. The past may finally appear. Early production reports suggest that Season 3 could include extended sequences set in the distant past. Moments that might show the outside world before the collapse. Possibly even scenes of the surface in daylight. If that happens, the entire tone of the series shifts. Because suddenly, every cleaning, every rebellion, and every execution carried out in the name of survival begins to look different. Less like desperate necessity. And more like carefully designed control. The lie stops being environmental. It becomes political. Juliet Nichols returns. At the center of this mystery is still Rebecca Ferguson, returning as Juliet Nichols, the engineer who has slowly become the most dangerous person in the silo. Not because she wants power, but because she wants answers. By the end of the previous season, Juliet wasn't just questioning the rules anymore. She was questioning the entire system that created them. And Season 3 is expected to push her investigation far beyond the limits of a single underground city. Because the conspiracy surrounding the silos may be much bigger than one location. New characters and new clues. Rumors from the production suggest several major new characters will enter the story. One of them may be a reluctant architect, someone who had a role in designing the original silo structures. Another could be a journalist figure, someone digging through forbidden historical records that the system tried to erase. And this detail matters. Because systems built in panic usually look chaotic. But systems built with design look intentional. Which raises a chilling possibility. What if the silos were never emergency shelters at all? What if they were part of a much larger plan? If that's true, the scale of the story is about to grow far beyond anything we've seen before. The psychological prison. Season 3 is also expected to explore something deeper than physical confinement. The psychological architecture that kept an entire civilization obedient for centuries. Think about it. Generations have lived and died inside these walls without ever seeing the sky. They followed the rules. They believed the warnings. They accepted that questioning authority meant risking the survival of everyone they loved. But if the truth finally surfaces, that entire belief system could collapse overnight. Because once people learn the outside world might not kill them, the greatest fear inside the silo won't be survival anymore. It will be freedom. The real question. Imagine what happens if the massive door finally opens. And the sky doesn't kill you. What happens to a society built on confinement? What happens to leaders who maintained power through fear? And what happens to people who have spent their entire lives believing that safety only exists underground? Would the silos empty overnight? Or would fear keep people inside even after the truth is revealed? That's the tension driving the next chapter of Silo. Not whether the outside world is toxic, but whether humanity can function without the lie that protected it. Final question for you. So here's the real question. When the truth finally breaks through concrete and steel, will the people of the silo choose freedom? Or will they choose the safety of the prison they've always known? Drop your theory in the comments, because the next chapter of this story could change everything. And if you want more deep dives into hidden stories and the systems behind them, make sure you subscribe to Series Drift. Because here, we don't just follow mysteries. We uncover the systems hiding behind them.